At this point, I don't know what to believe, so I'm gonna let y'all be the judge.
If you want to have war, you will get war. If you want to destroy China, you will be destroyed. If you want to impose nuclear war on China, you will be wiped out by nuclear war.
Now this motherfucker right here came out guns blazing, straight to the motherfucking point. But is this a direct message?
China will not fire the first shot, but China will not allow you to fire the second shot.
Is this a direct message to the Trump administration? Or is this an all-out message to the whole wide world? I mean, come on now, the last thing we want to do is go to war with China.
One of the weapons China demonstrated, we call it 61, because it can contain 60 nuclear warheads plus one hydrogen bomb. Now, in the world of today, let me tell you, which country has hydrogen bomb? China is the only country with hydrogen.
Count me out. This guy said a hydrogen bomb. The last thing we want to do is go to war with China. And what would be the purpose for this war? But I'm so interested to know y'all thoughts. Do you believe this video was directed to us? And shit, when was this video made? Is it recent or is it old? This shit finna get crazy, man. Now we taking over other countries? According to Donald Trump, the United States is gonna run Venezuela. And this is how Venezuelans are feeling. They are literally over there having a party in the streets. Now let's talk about the real reason why the United States want Venezuela or want to run it.
Everyone knows the oil business in Venezuela has been a bust, a total bust, for a long period of time. They were pumping almost nothing by comparison to what they could have been pumping.
Yeah, this was the plan all along. Some would even say this man is a mastermind. You go send strikes on Venezuela early in the morning, kidnap the Venezuelan president and his wife, get up out that jam before it get jammed up, then holds a news conference in Florida instead of the White House. You didn't think this shit was planned? Then you ain't thinking straight. This right here has been a crazy weekend. First, the United States bombed Venezuela. Then they captured the Venezuelan president and brung his ass back to the United States. Then the people in Venezuela are celebrating his capture. Then Donald Trump gets on national TV and basically let everybody know it was about the oil. Greedy motherfucker. But then China chimes in and says they need to let him go. And it's not only China. Russia also calls for his release. Ain't that some shit? You're probably wondering why. Probably because Donald Trump broke international law. But also tension is growing globally because of this incident.
Venezuelan President Nicolás Maduro went from leader of his country to inmate in less than 24 hours. New video from overnight of him walking through Manhattan's DEA's office, handcuffed next to federal officers. Maduro is set to face a judge.
Come tomorrow, he'll be in front of a judge, while the Trump administration try to figure out how they can start pumping oil as soon as possible. An incredible start to the year 2026. Like I literally can't wait to see what happens next. Now I know a lot of y'all remember this. This motherfucker right here, the King Dakar, was ranked #1 in the world for being the most scariest roller coaster with a ranking out of 10 out of 10. But now these motherfuckers decided to make this.
Falcon's Flight. The 2.6-mile long coaster stands 60 stories high. That's nearly 640 feet. That's about 180 feet taller than the previous record holder, New Jersey's King Dakar.
Count me out. That motherfucker say this is taller than the King Dakar?
Reaches speeds of 150 miles an hour.
I don't even do that speed in the car. Fuck no.
World's tallest freestanding drop tower, tallest tilt coaster, tallest pendulum ride, and tallest inversion on a launch coaster. Tickets for the park start at $87.
Tallest this, tallest that, count me out. And then the man said it costs $87 per person just to ride some amusement park ride. That price alone, count me out. Now granted, this is not built in the United States, but for all you roller coaster lovers out there that like to go everywhere just to ride roller coasters, if you go check this out, let me know what you think. I'm sure you motherfuckers haven't seen this.
It is against international law. Trump is insane.
I truly believe some people just figuring that out.
I am shocked, appalled, and I condemn the kidnapping of Maduro from Venezuela. Trump is a lunatic. You have removed a leader of the country and you are putting him on trial in the United States.
Now, to me, that don't even make sense. Putting someone on trial in a whole nother country. Who came up with this bright idea? This shit can only get interesting.
This be a warning for Africa and all African leaders. We need to invest in nuclear weapons.
That might be a good idea, because Donald Trump definitely don't like that N-word.
The Venezuelan people, my thoughts and prayers are with you. America wants your oil.
And that's also true. He did not deny that one bit. He said they gonna send them people in to get that shit working right, and then they gonna pump as much oil as they can. Mind you, this all gonna take place while they find another president. Count me out. Donald Trump is expected to address the nation very shortly after last night's attacks on Venezuela and capturing the president as well as his wife. And this took place around 1 to 2 a.m. in the morning when most of us was in the bed. Several U.S. strikes and bombings was carried out in Venezuela around 1 to 2 a.m. in the morning. And at that time, they were alleging that the U.S. had struck Venezuela, but now it has been confirmed. But the real question is Venezuela gonna respond back? And the only reason I'm saying that is because they went over there by force and they kidnapped this motherfucker. Everyone that was looking forward to midterm elections, it looks like it's not gonna happen. Remember when it was said the only thing that can stop an election is an act of war? There you motherfuckers go. Even the comment sections on some of these videos are just entertaining. This is how we're bringing in the year 2026? Starting a war with somebody else and kidnapping their president? This was definitely his plan all along. And I can go further with it, but I'm sure you know where I'm going. But as always, I would like to know what you guys think about this. How does this change the course of the nation? I'm sure in a few minutes we will be finding out. Let me just start off by saying, ain't no way in hell that I'm going across this thing. 24 miles? Fuck that.
The longest overwater bridge in the world. It's the Lake Pontchartrain Causeway.
Wouldn't be me.
It connects the New Orleans metro area to the north shore of the lake, saving some commuters up to 50 minutes of driving time.
Nope.
Opened back in 1956, it spans 23.8 miles and takes about 30 minutes to cross without...
Just start by saying all you motherfuckers that travel across this motherfucker daily, you got it. What if a big ass tsunami touched down and just go woof right over this motherfucker? Those barriers ain't that high. Water can get on that bridge. And bridges just don't get along. You gotta have a lot of trust in one of these bridges. And if you break down on that motherfucker, beware. Gonna be a long journey before somebody come get your ass. 30 minutes, I believe. I mean, it ain't that high in the sky, but it's long as shit on the water. I even hear some parts of it goes underwater. Fuck that. You'll never catch me on this thing. Are you telling me you motherfuckers decided to build a bridge underneath water? Count me out. All I can think about is what if that motherfucking tunnel flood? What if something in the ocean decide to crash into that motherfucker at the bottom? What if it's a traffic jam underneath that motherfucker? I hope you know how to swim. What if the person in front of you run out of gas? Shit, what if you run out of gas yourself? I'm sure something like this has to have constant maintenance going to it because it's not only one part of it that goes down in the water, but it looks like it's two. And depending on your speed, it could be a long time underwater or a short time. Count me out. Call me what you wanna, but just don't call me bro. And if you're having second thoughts about going underneath that motherfucker, take that long ass U-turn and take your ass back, which would probably be me. Like that space is so open you can see boats going across that motherfucker. That's how you truly know it's underneath water. Yeah, Chesapeake Bay will definitely not be on my list of travels. With just my luck, yeah, y'all can keep this motherfucker. Shit, how was they even able to build that motherfucker underneath water? The world will never know. First, I was wondering, why did they make a bridge like a fucking roller coaster? Then I was like, maybe these motherfuckers trying to be different. Is this the reason why they called it the Sky Bridge? So it could be high in the sky and cruise ships pass underneath? Ooh-wee! What if one of those cruise ships too tall and it just rammed the shit out of that bridge? Again, you couldn't catch me on that motherfucker. And this is what that motherfucker look like when it's a hurricane? I think not. Now, for people that already live out there in the area, I totally understand that this is your only method of travel. You're used to this. But a motherfucker like me, I think not. If I can't see, I won't go. Even though it does look nice in the daytime, right? So as long as you see waves like this on the side of a bridge like that, you'll never see me going over it. What if one of them motherfuckers reach out and touch you and take you inside the water with it? Terrible conditions on this, boy, but guess what? Count me out. The ones used to this, stay liquid. So you telling me these motherfuckers is building a bridge underneath water right now for cars to travel through? Count me out. Now this undersea tunnel for travel is going to be 27 kilometers long, almost 17 miles. And you expect for a motherfucker to trust somebody to stay underneath water in a tunnel that long? Who count your blessings? Couldn't be me. Now this motherfucking tunnel is supposed to cut a 11-hour trip into 35 minutes if you survive that motherfucker. Do you see how far them tunnels is underneath water? Ooh wee! Norway is about to be the first of its kind. Whoever decides to travel through that tunnel once they finish that motherfucker, you're gonna be one of a kind also. You're gonna have a lot of trust to travel through a motherfucker. We're gonna call those guinea pigs. But to cut a 11-hour trip just down to 35 minutes, I'm sure a lot of people gonna risk it. But it couldn't be me. Well, after this mother was brutally attacked by a bunch of kids leaving school, one of the children's mother decided to have her child get on social media and make a public apology. Let's get this straight. Fuck your apology. Don't nobody get no fuck about no apology when your child has learned her ways from you. These kids these days see what they see going on from their parents and they act out the same fucking way. This just shows how much you really are a part of your child's life. These mothers these days don't even watch their kids, let alone know what the hell their kids are getting into. And on top of that, that foul ass mouth, they got that from listening to you motherfuckers. Now, if you ask me, I think the mother just had her daughter to do this to get some fucking action online. To me, this was a rage bait video, cause in no way, form, or shape I'm gonna have a motherfucker make a video apologizing just to get some views. If any motherfucking thing, you should have been apologizing to that mother face to face. But as I mentioned before, fuck your apology, cause you should have did a better job as a parent. So Kevin Watson, a 42-year-old who went by the nickname of Tug, was gunned down in a parking lot on 5000 West Madison Street in the South Austin neighborhood. Now he was going live, ranting to the people that was watching him about a recent parking dispute. But around 6:15 Central Standard Time, a vehicle pulled on the side of him.
Who the fuck is you talking to? You feel me? Like, who the fuck is you talking to for real, even talking like that? Like, that be the shit, and that's what make a motherfucker be wanting to get into it with y'all, because y'all ain't got no respect. What's up, bro?
Everybody that live in Chicago, especially on the west side, know you need to always check your surroundings. But at this situation, what he should have did was pull the fuck off. That's just my opinion.
Bro? What's up? Hell no.
Now, allegedly, they state that Watson knew the gunman and he tried to wrestle the weapon from him, which one went off into his chest. Mind you, he was only 2 blocks away from his crib. Now, people did rush over and they applied pressure to his wound. They had rushed him to Mount Sinai Hospital, but later was pronounced dead. My thoughts and my prayers go out to all the loved ones affected by this. I'ma just say it right now. Count me out. When you think these motherfuckers couldn't have one up, they always do. So these motherfuckers then built the world's longest undersea highway tunnel. And not only that, but it's motherfucking see-through. I don't know what motherfucker came up with this concept, but it does not look safe. You see motherfucking hammerheads and sharks and all different type of shit swimming right over your head. It only took China 4 years to build this motherfucker. This motherfucking tunnel stretches 6 miles long and is 33 feet wide. But not to mention that, it features 6 lanes going both directions. What the fuck? But this motherfucking tunnel has stunned engineers worldwide, saying that this motherfucker was impossible to build. Not to mention this motherfucker could stand a 8 magnitude earthquake. But they also say this motherfucker could withstand a 16 magnitude typhoon. All I'm gonna say is you ain't gonna catch me on this motherfucker. Again, count me out. All I wanna know is who was the motherfucker that came up with this idea to sacrifice people? All you need to know is count me out. So the Miami Zoo decided to build an underwater tunnel so you can view alligators and crocodiles. And you gotta be a special type of person to go through one of these tunnels, cause if that motherfucker starts to leak, lunch. Like you see how that crocodile acting? One false move and that situation has become extreme. Is there a weight limit for you to go through this motherfucker? What if the tube leaks? What if it shatters? What if him and his boys decide to come full speed at that tube to try to crack that motherfucker? All I'm gonna say is count me out. Like, I don't understand why people want to risk their lives for something that's not worth it. Willing to meet they maker sooner rather than later. If this the type of adventure you looking for, go ahead and try it out. But remember, count me out. So these motherfuckers got a train that goes underneath water for 35 minutes? Count me out. So this motherfucker right here is the Eurostar train that goes from London to Paris underneath water in a tunnel for 35 minutes. You already know, count me out. Cause all I can think about is what if this boy just fill up with water and we in this boy, it's over with. You can't get out of there. You cannot bail. See you later, Casanova. Now I know it's a lot of motherfuckers that use this method daily to cut their commute in half, but for me, I take the motherfucking scenic route. It'll just be my luck that I get on one of these and before I know it, hell freezes over, this boy fills up with water and I can't get out. Count me out. If I'm not willing to do bridges, I'm definitely not willing to do trains underneath water for 35 minutes or more. Count me out. Who's the maker and why did they build this shit? I understand that they trying to find a quicker route to get across the ocean, but we talking about underwater 6,845 meters? Now, if you can't motherfucking swim, this bridge is not for you because if you break down on this motherfucker, you gonna be there for a while. This bridge is supposed to cut travel from 2 hours to just 30 minutes. But looking at that traffic, it don't look like it's 30 minutes here. All I can think about is what if an earthquake hit? What if a tsunami approaches? What if a boat just starts drifting the wrong way and smack into this motherfucker? All I'm gonna say is count me out. China once again shows the world why their engineering is #1 as they have the longest tunnel undersea water bridge known to man. It looks real good at nighttime, but count me out. With traffic like this, I'll take the scenic route. Catch you on the other side.